كل شيء ذي بال لا يبدأ بسم الله فهو أبتر، فبسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سلام الله عليكم ورحمته وبركاته. الأسر المصرية، أولياء أمور طلبة المعهد العالي للهندسة والتكنولوجيا بالمنصورة بأكاديمية النيل للعلوم، كل التحية لكم جميعا. كل عام أنتم بألف خير. This is our third meeting, but I want you to have this assignment. If you look at the end of your book, as early as page 217, you're going to have a CV template. A CV template or a CV format. It is for you to fill out because you need a CV as a soft skills practice. You need it. You're going to be asked to submit a CV when you go to apply for a job, or when you go for the job interview. You're going to need a CV, so it must be well written, carefully documented, etc. So this is a very, very important piece of work. On page 17 starts with the abbreviation CV. It's a common abbreviation. Most people know what a CV is. Most people are going to tell you this is a سيرة ذاتية. So a CV is an abbreviation from curriculum vitae, meaning a short account, a brief account of your career history, of your employment experience, if you have been employed for whatever period of time. It's going to be a brief account of your qualifications. The degree or non-degree certificates that you have obtained. If you get a BA, a Bachelor of Arts, a BSc, a Bachelor of Science in whatever major or specialization, this is one of your qualifications. Even non-degree certificates are important to you. They are part of your qualifications. By non-degree we mean an English course, a course in English, a course in training in whatever field, ICDL, TOEFL certificate or whatever. These are part of your documents. Again, it's a brief account of your skills. We mean by skills, soft skills, communication skills, presentation skills. So these are very important. English language proficiency, English language skill. This is important because we're going to know that English is a lingua franca of the world. It is the language that is used on a large scale in the world. And then a CV may sum up your experiences if you have a job experience or an employment experience. Again, your hobbies are also included in the CV. Someone would ask, what should we do with hobbies on a CV? Are they important? They are. Why? Because they show or they help show what person you are, what character you are. They give clues to your personality, so they are important for the interviewer. Resume is the American equivalent of the word CV. To say in American English they use the word resume. In British English and on a large scale outside Britain, in most parts of the world, CV is common. It is more common than the word resume. However, it's a good chance to tell you the difference, so that if you apply for a job to an American company, you're going to get familiar with the jargon they use. So you may be asked to submit a CV or a resume. So a resume or a CV covers the components that you have or that start on page 17. 1. Personal data. Personal data sum up some information on your personality, starting as early as the name, your name. Your name must be written clearly with first name, middle name, last or family name. You can say last name or family name. You should write it in a complete form. Date of birth, you should write your date of birth here. But I want you to remember that, like we do in Arabic, we write our birth dates in numbers. But I want you to notice that sometimes this is confusing, particularly to Americans. Why? Because the date format to most people in the world is the day, month, and year. Americans do something different. Americans start with month, day, year, while most parts of the world use day, month, year. So I'm afraid you may be confusing someone if you're sending your CV or resume to an American company and you're born, for example, on the 9th of April. You're gonna write it 9/4. You may be confused as born on September, 4th of September, instead of 9th of April. So what should we do here? You can write down your day, and then in numbers if you like, and then you preferably you should write the month in words, in letters, not in numbers. And then you write down the year. Place of birth. Place of birth. This is the place where you're born. It may be different from your place of residence. It tells where you were exactly born. It shows on your birth certificate. It shows where you were exactly born, and it shows on your ID card or identity card. Gender, male or female. Someone would ask, why should we write on a CV a male or a female? I'm gonna tell you that sometimes names are confusing. If I give you 20 names and ask you which of these are males, which of these are females, they may be confusing to you. To say nothing of names that can apply to both genders, to masculines and feminines, masculine nouns and feminine nouns. We say Reda. You can name a girl Reda, you can name a boy Reda, etc. Reda, Islam, Wusam, among several others. So it is preferred that you write down here your gender. Marital status, single, engaged, married with the children, widower, divorced, etc. Then military status for my dear males, my dear his students. Military status, you may be pending a service because you're a student. You may be recruited, you may be serving right now, you may have served, you may have finished your recruitment at the army, and on this occasion I would say and would send a round of applause to the Egyptian army, who guarantees safeguarding not only the borders of this country, but also its security and safety. May Allah bless the Egyptian army. And then your phone numbers. Please remember your phone numbers. Be clear about them. If you have a home phone number, you can write it down. An office. If not, just skip these. You have a mobile. And some CVs, write down this, cell, rather than mobile. Your engineers to be, as you know, a mobile may be called a portable phone, a mobile phone, or a cell or cellular phone. So both are okay. You use a cell phone, a cellular phone, or a mobile phone. Both are correct. But please remember, when you write down your phone, because your CV may travel abroad, may be sent abroad, so you should write down the 002, which is the code for Egypt. This should precede your phone number. And your fax number does have the same thing. Email address. I know you're still young and your emails may show funny names, but please remember that on your CV, your email, the words on your email should be rather formal, a little bit. Mailing address. This is where you live. Mailing address. This is where you live. You can write down the apartment number, if any. You can write the building number, if any. The block number, if any. Street name and number, if any. Area number. And you may write down your postal code. So if you're from a village, for example, if you're from a village, you mention the village, then say for example Al-Kurdi, Minyat al-Nasr, Daqahliya, Egypt. This is how you write it down. Your nationality, of course, Egyptian. Religion, you're going to mention here your religion, although there is a tendency in so many parts of the world to delete religion from IDs and from CVs, but I would like to thank and praise Allah. Praise be to Allah Almighty for the strong and consolidated relationships that we have with our dear Christian brother. May Allah bless them, bless Muslims, and may Allah keep this relationship very, very strong forever. Component number two, education and qualification. You're going to mention here your education and qualifications. If you want to start as early as your kindergarten years, you can do it. So this is optional. You can mention your primary school, prep school, high school, and then here you're going to mention your BSc, Bachelor of Science. A Bachelor of Science is the name of the certificate, the name of the degree, but you have a specialization which we call major. So you're going to have a Bachelor of Engineering, a Bachelor of Science in Engineering, but you're going to major in communication, for architectural engineering, civil engineering, whatever major you're going to specialize in. Grade, of course you're working on a credit hour system where you work with GPA, grade point average, in your semesters and levels. And then inshallah when you graduate you're going to have your CGPA, that is your cumulative grade point average. And the year of graduation, inshallah, may we congratulate you 5 years from now on your graduation. Degree awarding institution. The awarding institution, which is Nile Academy for Science in Mansoura, Higher Institute for Engineering, Department of, you're going to mention the department from which you, inshallah, going to graduate. Non-degree courses, if you got English language courses, ICDL, TOEFL, GMAT, IELTS, GRE, whatever certificates, whatever training courses you've got, you can write down the course here in terms of name, duration, among others. Component number 3, if you've been hired before, is the job experience. If you've been employed before, if you've worked for some time before, you're gonna mention these starting from, ending in. So if you have a job experience, an employment experience, you can write down this here. It's going to be of great benefit to your CV. And you can mention the name of the company or an institution for which you've been employed or for which you work for some time. Duties, you can write down your job title, what we call in Arabic al-musamma al-wazifi, and you can list here or you can describe your duties and responsibilities. So the duties and responsibilities that you have to shoulder while working for this or that company, you can give us a brief description of these here. If you have any further details, you can mention them here on your CV. Component number 4 is language proficiency. If you're good at English, at French, at German, at Spanish, Italian, Urdu, Pashto, Hebrew, whatever language you have a skill using this or that language, you can rate yourself here on, say, a rate of good, very good, excellent. You can show what the languages you perfect, what the languages you can use are English, French, German, Spanish, Italian, like I said before, Hebrew, Urdu, Pashto, whatever language you may be, you may have traveled somewhere in the world, acquired a certain language. So we would like to know what are the languages that you can use, whether in spoken or written forms. Component number 5, computer skills. By computer skills, I mean technology skills. It has gained nowadays a broader use than the word computer. Now we have tablets, we have tabs, we have iPads, we have smartphones, we have notebooks, we have many notebooks. Portable devices that we can carry everywhere, wherever we move, here or there. So this is part of your skill, part of the job that you can do, because these devices are used, as much as they are used for entertainment, they are used also for work, for accomplishing certain employment tasks nowadays. Activities. You can mention here your activities. I mean, social activities, personal activities, whatever activities you may have, you can mention here. Have you shared in conferences before? You can write down the conference, the day on which the conference was held, or the days on which the conference was held, because a conference may be a 2-day, a 3-day, a 4-day, a 5-day conference. So if it be like this, you can mention the date of starting the conference and the date of ending the conference. The date of start, the date of end. So if it be 1 day, you can mention that the conference was held on, and then you mention the date on which the conference was held. Have you ever shared in social activities, in charities, and whatever kind of activities? We should know these here. We can know what kind of person you are, what is your character, what is your personality. It's good for the interviewer or for the CV reader to know what personality you have, what is your character, what is your individual skill. It can show here on your activities. Component number 7 is hobbies. Hobbies. But please remember, you can have hobbies. Some people don't. Please remember that when we say hobbies, we don't need a long list. So many people write long lists of hobbies. However, they practice none of these. As if to fill in spaces. They may believe that filling a space is good to them. It goes to their credit to fill in a space. It goes to their credit to show that they have many hobbies to work with. So please remember, this is a credibility tool. A CV is a credibility tool. It proves whether you are credible or not. So you should tell the truth and nothing but the truth. We have the last component, which is others. If you have other things to add to your CV, so this is, or resume, this is a component that gives you a chance to add whatever is not mentioned in the previous components. Now, I'd like to thank you all. I'd like to thank your families who have helped you achieve your dream to be engineers. I'd like to thank mom and dad. I'd like to thank all the family members who have insisted that you continue your education in the area where you have dreamt of being an engineer, and then they encouraged you. They have put you on the sure path of becoming an engineer. So I'd like to thank these people for what they have done to their sons and daughters. Special tribute must be paid to you all. So please remember, no proximity, no density, stay safe, save lives, stay safe, save life. Please keep social distancing. It is a serious matter. No proximity, no partisanship, no, please stay safe, stay home as much as you can, because like I say, this saves lives. May Allah safeguard Egypt. May Allah safeguard its leadership, its president, and other leaders of the country. May Allah bless them and I wish them the best of luck, and I'd like to thank them for what they have done for this country. What they have done is really great and must be appreciated, because every day we drive on a road, we find something new. Every day we visit a new place, we find something new. May Allah bless you, Mr. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. May Allah bless the leadership of Egypt. I'd like to thank you so much for listening to me today, and inshallah we're gonna see you the next time. Please remember your mask. Please remember your mask. Please remember your alcohol. Don't forget to use alcohol. Don't forget to put on your mask. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good night.